Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFoat.com. With your hosts, Diana Mike, Bruce Barker, and Scott Lucky Hudson.
Oh, yeah, and it's another Tuesday night. You've got Diana Mite. I'm back in studio. Did you miss me, boys and girls? Oh. I missed you. I was just out having too much fun. I know that, well, Donnie, he was here last week.
Yeah, Donnie Mite did a great job filling in for you.
He filled my shoes, shall we say.
He filled my shot glass, too.
Yeah, he did.
We've got Scott Lucky Hudson here.
Yeah.
Got Bruce Barker back there controlling everything. And we've got an action-packed night. First and foremost, we want to remind everybody that yesterday was Veterans Day. We want to thank our veterans every single day of the year, not just on Veterans Day, because it's so very important. We live in the land of the free because of all of those ladies and gentlemen that go off to war and they fight to make our country a free country. So we want to say a special thanks and thank them every time you see them out there. Right, Lucky?
You know, Diana Mite, I know your dad was in the Navy.
Yep.
I grew up, my dad was career Air Force, so my dad was out flying all over the world. He was a pilot, and I grew up in an Air Force family. And, my whole life has been shaped by people in the military, and they're always the finest people. And we really owe such a debt of gratitude to all those people that will go ahead and just put their lives on the line. They'll leave their families. They'll go wherever they have to go. So even though yesterday was the official day, in my opinion, every day is Veterans Day.
Yeah, well, and we have a lot of viewers of Speed Scene Live all over the world, and a lot of them are everywhere from enlisted people all up the ranks, all over the world watching this show as it happens. So we do appreciate not only your viewership, of course, but the very fact that, what you're doing for the country, what you're doing for the United States of America.
That's right. Diana Mite.
Well, coming up on Speed Scene Live TV, we've got Gino and Larry Ofria. Well, look at this beautiful Camaro here, right here from Valley Head Service. We're going to be talking about this radical 7-second Hemi-headed Chevy motor. Now, Chevy motor, Hemi,
that's right.
I'm conflicted, Lucky.
Don't be conflicted, Diana Mite. This is a Chevy block with a 4-valve per cylinder Hemi head.
How do they do that exactly?
Well, I got to tell you, the headers look awesome, by the way. With 8 tubes off each side.
Yeah.
But they do it. Look at 769, 174 miles per hour, and they've still got more in it.
Wow. Hey, look at that nice cart, Lucky.
Well, this is the Curry Rear Ends Hedman Hustler Nova, and it was racing at ANRA, the American Nostalgia Racing Association. Their first race of next year will be April 19th through the 21st at Famoso. And
they've got their schedule up already.
They've got their whole schedule. We announced it last week or the week before.
Kudos to them. You know what? They're on the ball. They got that schedule up. That's awesome.
They are a great association. Door cars, dragsters, junior dragsters. Here's Ellie Strafford in the Strange Brew car. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. This is the car that has the fake butt cheeks hanging out the back that everyone loves.
I
Yes.
love it. That's
right.
so great. I remember the first time I ever saw that on a dragster. I was like, wait, oh no, can that be real?
Yeah, well, and Eileen's not that big, man.
No, she's tiny.
No, usually there's like older gentlemen that are racing that have something like that sticking out the back.
Yes. Well, she did put the lace panties on to give it a feminine touch. Now,
sure.
I had one of our viewers send me a message after the Courtney Force interview asking if there was any way to set up a match race between Courtney and Eiley. So couldn't do it.
Oh, that would be something.
Hey, check out this little Vietnam Mule. This is an all-wheel, all-drive, used as a pit vehicle.
Hey, didn't you drive one of those one time?
I did. They let me drive it one time, and it was a lot of fun.
I can't believe it. I'd read an article about those, and I never thought I'd see one move, and we just did.
They're very rigid. I'll tell you that. I was a passenger in one, and they do not have much in the way of suspension.
No, but they will go anywhere.
Yes.
They will drive over any terrain. And if you look at it, you'll see that there's an umbrella mounted in the center. I believe in Vietnam it was not an umbrella mounted. I believe it was a 50 caliber machine gun.
Oh, well, okay then. And I know that too, the steering linkage on that thing pivots so that you can actually drive the vehicle while you're walking in front of it or behind it.
Oh, really? Oh, I did not know that. I do know that it will go slow enough to where you could actually get out while it was driving.
Yeah.
It's geared way, way down. Now, while we're watching this cool car, here's another shot of it. We're going to tell you that tonight we've got some info about the 2013 Speed Scene Live Nationals at Great Bend. And we're also going to take a look at some highlights from the SEMA show at Las Vegas, thanks to the guys at thefot.com.
Yeah, some seriously good video too, and I'll admit we stole one or two clips because all of our contributors, you guys rock. All the video from all over Southern California and way beyond, and of course a lot of it here generated internally. But we do love seeing all the racetracks around the country. Want to remind you, speaking of the FOT, that you can join. You can talk with us during the show using the crew update part of the site.
I'm on there right now, Bruce. I'm talking to people already. They're saying. They really like that Vietnam era mule.
Hey, is this my little buddy Brian Krizwicki and his junior dragster?
Brian went to the finals, got runner-up at the ANRA race. And, I got to mention that this clip of video, every single car that we're showing on here are running Speed Scene Live stickers on them. So if you want to get your car in Speed Scene Live.
Or in the finals.
Or in the finals. Here's Donnie Couch. Donnie Couch is a crew chief, and here he is, crew chiefing Maverick. I don't have his last name. Maverick Malone, I think, is his last name.
Well, Maverick's a cool first name.
Maverick, man, he is driving that car. That is the Hal Drilling Junior Dragster, and he's doing a great job. But anyway, that's me jumping in.
Well, and I noticed, too, that car has the fine Hedman Hustler Headers sticker on it, so obviously they're going in the right direction there. Well, there we are!
They're speeding.
I didn't know that was going to happen. Speed Scene Live and the Hedman logo.
Yes.
But,
how did you do that, Bruce?
I don't know.
You're so good.
Hey, Bryant Layton, if you're waiting for the PRP Seats and Belts off-road report, he will not be on tonight, gathering some new material for the next time Bryant Layton is on. Everybody actually headed south Baja for the Baja 1000, so I hope the overnight temperatures in the desert are warmer than what they've been here in Southern California over the last couple of days. But you know what? I can't keep talking about that because people will just start yelling at their computers. You whiner!
Yes. What? It's down to 60?
Yeah, you
yes,
whiner.
it is down to 60. You have to put a little sweater on.
And people don't want that. They, at least not for the show. We keep it at a nice warm temperature so Dynamite gets to have her wardrobe fully outfitted. Hot Rod Bob, of course, Bob Beck normally would be with the Great American Auto Scene tonight, and he's off on assignment as well. So we won't be hearing from Bob until next week.
Now, speaking of next week, Mark Schenkweiler will be talking to us about his 66 Chevy Nova that he drag races. He's also going to be talking about the PRI show, and we are getting ready to segment into a whole slew of sponsor tips, and Mark's going to talk to us a little bit about how to get sponsored, and he's going to talk about his success. Coming up on a future show, we've got racer and author Ike Heckler. He's going to talk about his team, his book, and of course Christmas is coming up. Be a great time to buy a book.
Well, look at this car. I know who that is, don't you, Lucky?
That's right. That's Kevin. And
that's Kevin, and this is the car that intimidates me every time I pull up next to him. Great family, love both him and Valerie and the kids, a whole family racing together.
Watch this launch in slow-mo. You're going to love this wheelie.
Yeah, that's what I have to hear when I'm next to me at the starting line, you guys.
Oh, Lordy.
That big blower going, boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
And now, speaking of sponsorships, we've besides Ike Heckler, we've also got Ernie Saxton, and of course, a lot of you people probably read National Dragster. In the back, there'll be a column on Ernie. Ernie is the president of a company that does PR, does marketing, and sponsor supports. And Ernie's going to be on the show, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about sponsorship and some of the things you should do, some of the things you shouldn't do, and maybe he can tell us how he can help. But tonight, we've been watching the NHRA finals at Pomona on TV, and we're going to talk about that later. But some of the races were determined ahead of time. And Dynamite, I think you have one of the world champions on the line.
I would like to go to line 1 and welcome Jeff Lopez. Jeff, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Sure.
Hey, Jeff, thanks for being on the show. Congratulations, Supergas World Champ. How do you like the sound of that?
It sounds awesome. It's it's hard to get used to. You never, a little guy like me never pictures being a world champ. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool. I would never really set my goals that high, so it's kind of a little surreal and a bit of a dream, I guess you'd say.
Did you get one of those gold cards?
Yeah, you get a gold card. I mean, you get all kinds of cool stuff. I get a ring, a jacket, so I'm going to be strutting around town looking cool and all that good stuff.
Dang, it's like winning the Super Bowl or something.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, we actually just got back from the banquet in Pomona. It was a cool deal. They treat us like champions out there. We got our own banquet. We get to go out on the stage in front of all the pros. You meet a lot of cool people, and it was a really, really cool deal and a nice treat for us at the end of the year.
Well, now, I've got a dragster here, so I'm assuming you're also racing in Super Comp at the same time.
Yes, yeah. Actually, we got lucky in Super Comp also and finished top 10 in the world and then also. So we had a excellent year. I couldn't ask for a better year.
Well, about a month ago, we had Tommy Phillips on, who is a very successful racer, and I noticed he drives a Corvette, just like you're driving the Corvette. I used to drive a 66 Chevy. Well, I still drive the 66 Chevy Nova, but I race in Nostalgia. I don't do Super Gas anymore. But do you have to have a topless Corvette to win Super Gas?
No, but it helps. I'm sure Tommy would. I'm sure he probably would have told you the same thing. He's kind of a mentor to me. Also, we live within probably 30 minutes of each other. He taught me the ropes and a lot of this stuff. Anytime I asked him a question, he always was more than willing to help. Gave me advice. Always set me on the right path of what I needed to do. He's just a great guy. And I'm fortunate, like I said, to have won this. He's been doing it for a lot longer than I have. He's probably a little more deserving of this than I am. It's just cool that we're able to do it. But, like I said, I couldn't have done any of this without Tommy's help. And another friend of ours named Will Gackey. Both of them guys have really been instrumental in helping me and guiding me and steering me clear of not doing certain things and doing these things this way and how it all helps out. But, getting back to the original question, if you're in Super Gas racing, it makes it a lot easier on yourself.
Is it the visibility?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You can see the starting line. You can see your opponent's wheel. You can look at the stripe.
Yes, exactly. They, we used to have a Vega, and I'd sit in it when I was younger, and my dad would drive me around, and I even remember then that you couldn't see anything out of that little car.
So
and, all these fast speeds now, and what you guys know, Super Comp, Super Gas, it's throttle stop racing. There's a lot of different speeds at the finish line. You got to see the other guy. You can't see the other guy. You're tossing a coin, honestly. You really are. You got to see the other guy and know where you're at on the track.
Now, Jeff, let me ask you. We're showing a lot of pictures while we're talking to you. In one of the pictures, or several of the pictures, I noticed that there's a gentleman standing next to you. Is that your dad by any chance?
It just depends. Some of the races, my dad was there, some he wasn't. If it wasn't my dad, it was my brother.
Okay.
If it's a skinny guy with the hat, that's my brother.
Okay. I thought that was you. I thought you're the skinny guy with the hat.
No, well, I guess I am too. But no, that's him. And it's my dad wasn't able to go with us as much this year. He had knee surgery in the off season. We're really blessed that he made it through that all right. He had both his knees replaced. But he's doing great now. He takes care of all the stuff around the house. Me and my brother, we run our auto repair shop in Irving, Texas. So, whenever we're working, Dad's taking care of the race car stuff. So on the weekends, we're good to go. So, on the weekends, we'll leave on a Friday or so just to get out there and get some practice runs. And Dad takes care of the shop and keeps everything handled for us at home, too.
Well, so how are things going out there in Texas? I hear there's some interesting stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. We're, it's the end of the year, so everybody's wrapping things up. It's, things have slowed down. We're just doing bracket racing, which, everybody likes to do bracket racing. And normally I'd be going out and doing some bracket racing with the other guys, but my wife is 9 months pregnant, so I'm trying to stay close to home in case anything happens there, because I surely don't want to miss that.
No,
that's pretty good. You're going to get the World Championship and a new baby all in the same year. Man, you're having a pretty good year.
Yeah, I can't complain. I was talking earlier about our shop, and in our shop we've been in business for a little over 35 years.
Wow!
And all the people in Irving, there's about, I'd say 250,000 people in Irving. Our shop was actually voted #1 shop in the city.
Jeez!
So
Congratulations!
Same year, and be world champ and have a baby. I mean, to do all three of those, in your lifetime would be awesome. But 1 year, it's like I said, it's almost overwhelming to have all the success in 1 year.
Well, why don't you plug the shop and get the word out there for people that may not know about you?
Well, we're in Irving, Texas. Like I said, we're at 1260 Rock Island Road. We've been in the same location since 1982. It's just a family business. My dad started it, like I said, and it was just something he always painted on cars. He'd always worked for other guys, and he just said, you know what, I'm going to do this on my own.
What's the name of it?
What was that?
What's the name of the shop?
Lopez Auto Repair.
Lopez Auto Repair. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, he built the business up, and then my brother started running the front, and I started helping more out in the back of the shop. And, even today, my brother still runs the front. I'm overseeing stuff in the back. I work on cars in the back. Everybody's got their own place. Everybody knows what to do. And that's really what supports our racing. But, it's a whole family deal. Everybody's got to work together for us to all get to the track and make this all happen. So there's so many people involved. It's, I couldn't list them all. There's a lot of people involved to make all this happen so we can go race on the weekends.
How about sponsors? Have you got any other sponsors besides Lopez Automotive?
Oh, yeah. We've got some associate sponsors. FTI Transmissions Converters came on with us this year. I want to thank Greg Samuels. He come up to me in Houston earlier this year and said, hey, I've got some product for you. I want you to try. I think you're going to like it. He was 100% right. I love their product. So I would suggest anybody that's in super class race, that's the way to go, man. Those guys have their stuff together. As soon as I put their stuff in, stuff started clicking, and like I said, hey, we've got 2 top 10 cars this year, and we've never done that before. So, hey, you got training converter problems, go talk to Greg at FTI.
Nice.
And Hoosier Tire, same deal. They come on board with us, and I want to thank, Farron and Hoosier Tire for helping us out also. We got Max Long Racing, and he's based in Irving, Texas, like a mile from our shop. He's been there forever. He's been at the same deal 30 years. He's a former racer. He's won national events before. He knows what he's doing. We got guys like that coming on board and helping us, and even Weldon High Performance. They've helped us with a lot of fuel pump issues before. They've taken care of stuff for us, and we appreciate their help. But, like I said earlier, our #1 sponsor is our business, Lopez Auto Repair, and without our home business would happen.
Well, tell us a little bit. Let's talk hardware a little bit, Jeff, okay? It's just like a couple racers hanging out in the pits, and we want to know what kind of motors are you using? What do you like the best for super gas application? How big cubic inch? Who's doing the rebuilding? That type of stuff.
Well, we run 582s in our cars, and, to stay up, I guess, with the times, everybody seems to go a little bit bigger every year. To me, I think some of the guys have gone to 632s, and that may be fine, maybe in the super comp, but in the super gas category, I think that's probably pushing the envelope. When you kick off back to wide open, a little on down track, that's a lot of motor to be kicking wide open again off the throttle stop. Mm-hmm. And, the track's not prepped as good down track as it is on the start line.
So when it comes on,
582 is ideal. If anybody was getting into this, depending on your car, anywhere 565, 582, you can't go wrong. Now, dragster, you can probably go a little bigger. But, it's everyone's preference, and obviously, how much money do you have to spend? You don't want to spend yourself out of it and build a huge motor, and you can't put as much in the car or this and that. So you kind of give and take, and you do what you can. But I wouldn't deter anyone from, having a smaller motor bank, because you can certainly still do it. There's a guy up north, Steve Micas. He's done it with small motors for a long time. There's always, an exception to the rule.
Of course.
I think a high 582, 565 is the way to go, me personally.
Well, they always say all you got to do is cut a light and run the number, but there's so much mile per hour going, and I got a 540, which now is a small motor. But I can remember one time racing at Pomona, and I had a guy come up next to me that had about 30 mile per hour on me. And, boy, I didn't even see him until the last 4 feet of the track.
Yeah, that's like I said, it's just impossible. You almost got to keep up with everybody else. Everyone keeps spending more money, and you almost want to go, guys, we're still running the same index. We don't need to go this fast.
Mm-hmm.
But it's lonely, There's nobody else next to you on the track, I'm out there for 9.9 seconds, and and then all of a sudden, oh, jeez.
Where'd he come from?
Yeah, it was, like I said, it's the whole idea of index racing and bracket racing is to keep the guy from the most money, from winning all the time.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah, and we're getting back into that to the guy with the most money who's got this fast car. Well, you end up breaking out because you can't see the guy.
Yeah.
He may have better equipment than you, and I almost wish they'd put a limit on, maybe a mile-an-hour limit on it all. Just, the spinning's getting a little crazy here. Let's slow back down a little bit. Let's ease up a little bit, because this is getting a little out of control, honestly.
Well, with those bigger motors and that mile per hour, I mean, the throttle stop has to be on for a longer period of time, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, doesn't that kind of make it not quite so interesting for the fans when it's like, blah, and then it's like, come on, we want to see the race. We want to see the cars go balls out, for as quickly.
And even though I run Super Comp and Super Gas, I'm not going to lie, I have trouble watching them. If I'm not racing, I don't enjoy watching them. I would rather watch Super Stock or Stock. That, to me, that's just way more fun to watch. My father-in-law, he has a nostalgia traction. It's cool to watch them guys too.
Yeah.
See a little 406 motor going, 450s, 460s, and 8 mile. Them guys are getting it. And I mean, y'all know we're all die-hard gearheads here. It's way funner to watch that than watching the car idle for 4 seconds down the track. That's just not as fun as watching these guys do big wheelies and
that is fun.
Get on the back bumper,
Now, Jeff, I'm seeing the picture. 3 cars: the yellow Corvette, the Super Comp Dragster, and what's the black Corvette?
That is actually my brother's Corvette. We just got it last year for him.
Oh, okay.
Earlier you were talking about you have a 66 Nova. That's what we've had in our family forever. He actually raced a 66 Nova in Super Street until this year.
And then he said, well, I want to win, Jeff, and you said, we'll get a Corvette then.
Oh, stop it, Lucky.
Well,
Lucky's only saying that because he has a 66 Nova, and so do I.
Oh, yeah. That's, honestly, that's my favorite car ever, 66 Nova. I just love that car. We've had, that was the first car ever actually bracket raced. We've had it for almost 20 years. And, I told my dad, I said, if we were to ever cut back and get out anything, that car is not going anywhere. We'll get rid of all the fast stuff. That 66 is staying with us. It's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
You like them old cars. Those are fun cars.
The funniest thing, though, is what do we have for a race car? Nova. What does that mean in Spanish? No go. It's like we pick a no-go car for a race car. It makes no sense. But damn, it looks good.
That's because they don't make a caca car. Now, Jeff, you started off in the slower classes, and you've worked your way up to Super Gas, Super Comp, and you've obviously shown yourself to be a real talent, racer to be reckoned with. So is this where you're going to stay? Are you going to move up to top sportsman? Or are you going to just stay with the super classes? Or what's the future hold for you?
Well, for us, this is probably as good as it's going to get. Like we were talking earlier, you spend a lot of money doing what we're doing. As far as financially, this is as far as we can go, and I'm completely happy with that. When you first start racing, you're just happy to get out there and even get up to the level we're at. That's just, you can't ask for more than that. It'd be a little picky if you'd ask for more than that.
And you got a baby coming.
Exactly. So, if anything, we may cut back a little bit because the kiddo's coming along. So, no, we're happy where we're at. If someone was to come along and say, hey, why don't you try this or do that or whatever, and offers some help in this and that, well, sure, you'd entertain the idea. But for us, personally, financially, we're at the limit of where we need to be, and we're more than happy being where we're at, honestly.
And there might be a point in time where you get into the junior dragsters.
Oh, yeah, and, it's funny. My wife, she used to race junior dragsters, so I then told her, I said, hey, whenever he's old enough, I never ran juniors, so whenever he's old enough, you're going to have to be the one teaching, because I don't know nothing about the ball.
Yeah. Now, is this the first baby for you?
Yes, it is, yeah.
So you got a good 8 years to get used to that junior dragster concept. You can, you got a while to go.
Yeah. We've had friends, same thing. They weren't really into it because they were a little older when juniors come out. So they've already gave us some ideas of what to do and what not to do. So, like you said, we'll have another 7 or 8 years of input before we actually get into it and know what to do and what not to do.
Well, it sounds great, and I'm assuming next year you're going to just try for a repeat on the World Championship?
Yeah, exactly. We came into this year with no expectations. Just we're going to go to our local races, do the best we can, and see what happens. And we start with national points. So next year, in all honesty, I'd like to, race as much as we did this year. But, the kids, only going to be a newborn for so long, one for so long. You don't want to miss out on all that. So we'll just see. I'm not going to say I'm going to do this or that. We'll just play it by ear and go race to race and see what happens.
Well, Jeff, it sounds like you got your priorities in the right order. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and congratulations on that World Championship. That's, for a lot of people, that's a once-in-a-lifetime deal, and, man, it's nice to be the best of the best, so congratulations.
Thanks, guy. And, thanks for letting a little guy like me on your show. It means a lot to guys like that.
Anytime.
That's what Speed Scene's all about. It's about the sportsman racer, so you're our champion.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Appreciate getting me.
Take care.
Talk
Bye-bye.
to you later, Jeff.
Bye.
Hey, we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to give you some hot details on the Speed Scene Live Nationals, and, well, who knows what we'll do. Right, Dynamite?
Well, you never know, Lucky.
All right, Mike's
Hi, I'm Adam Sorokin. I'm the 2012 Nostalgia Top Fuel champion. When I'm not driving my race car, I'm watching Speed Scene Live.
Whether you have a hot rod that needs more hustle or a muscle car that needs more muscle, if it's more power you want, Hedman has it. Since 1954, Hedman headers have worked harder, fit better, and lasted longer than the new guys on the block. In fact, Hedman headers are so tough, they're guaranteed for life. So log on to Hedman.com tonight, because if it's more power you want, Hedman has it.
For over half a century, Currie rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Currie lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Currie gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Currie expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Currie's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Currie Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies. And other underside parts, like correct link steering systems, keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Currie rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at CurrieEnterprises.com. Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV with your hosts, Diana Mike, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, The Off-Road Report with Bryant Layton, and The Great American Auto Scene with Bob Beck.
Welcome back. The aforementioned Great American Auto Scene, and as well, Bryant Layton with the PRP Seats and Belts Off-Road Report coming up again next week as we tie together some loose ends and get those segments of the show all balanced out and cool and everything. I'm Bruce Barker. Diana Mite's in the studio.
Welcome.
And there's Scott Lucky Hudson.
Bruce, great to be here.
Yeah, Irving, Texas reminded me, I was going, Irving. Way back when, and I don't know if they're still there, but one of the most famous, broadcasters know this, one of the most famous jingle companies, the companies that make the singing jingles
Bells?
that you hear on the radio.
Jingle bells? Oh, no.
Sure.
I'm ready for
Almost
Christmas, babe.
time. But it's located in Irving, Texas. TM Century. So I couldn't figure out where in the world that name had popped in my brain. in the past.
When I asked him about, hey, what's going on in Texas, I was just joking, but on my way here to Speed Scene Live, I heard that, Texas and 23 other states are trying to succeed from the U.S. or something like that. The weirdest thing you hear on the news, isn't it, guys and girls?
It's a funny world.
Funny world.
Hey, another thing that was funny, Dynamite, when you and I were watching the NHRA drag racing, we saw a car, Brandon Bernstein's car had Protect the Harvest on the side.
Yeah, that was with all the animals and stuff. It was really cool.
Well, first, before we talk about that, let's talk a little bit about this race. This is Smitty and Sully from 1320 Extreme.
That's a Nova.
Yeah.
What is that, a 70, 69, 70?
I think it's a 69 and then a Camaro. Yeah. This is Lebanon Valley, the 1320 race, 1320 Extreme race. This is a grudge match between the two, and they're always kind of...
Is it heads up, or is there a little time lapse there?
I don't know. But I think they never...
Handicap? Oh, no. Whoa, well, someone had a light.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the lights are flashing. Did somebody red light, maybe?
I'm not sure what that means, but it was a good race, and this is a great bunch of racers. Look at that, 1033 to 1038.
Wow.
The flashing, I believe, is actually the frame rate on the camera. It'll do that. So.
Oh, really? Is that what that is?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is... Check out 1320extreme.com for more information. A great bunch of people. And, hey, I told you guys I was going to put that on the show sometime, so there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sometime.
And I tell racers all the time, if you got some great video of you racing your car or your friends or stuff that you just dig, send it to us. We'd love to show it on the show. We like to put it on, and especially if it has those Speed Scene Live stickers on the car. Oh, man, we really love that.
Then we get it on a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Hey, the Protect the Harvest, getting back to that. By the way,
I was wondering about that.
Congratulations to Brandon Bernstein. Hey, Bruce, bring up protecttheharvest.com if you don't mind.
Let's take a look.
Let's see if you can pull that up.
It looks like it's probably a wrap on the car. It's really cool. It's got a bunch of animals on it. And, we had no idea what it was until Lucky pulled it up.
Well, I thought it was something to do with farmers or the environment. It turns out it's sort of a pro... I want to say pro-animal, but really it's more like pro...
How about pro-farmer, pro-rancher?
Pro-rancher.
Yeah.
It's
How
sort
about
of an...
pro-food?
Sort of an anti-PETA type thing. They said that PETA's been getting, not that they're anti-PETA, but they said that PETA's been getting a lot of attention, and they've been talking about, don't eat meat, and it's cruel to have chickens in a pen, and
wasn't this country founded on farmers and plantations and all that kind of stuff? I mean, I just don't understand.
No hunting.
No hunting. I mean, my dad used to take me out hunting deer and antelope and elk. And
how about this statement? Even if animal research found a cure for AIDS, we'd be against it.
How about that?
Who in their right mind would say that?
Well, apparently it was PETA. But I'm not here to bash PETA. I'm here to bring awareness to this site. And what they want to say is sportsman hunters, farmers, ranchers, chicken ranchers, even pet ownership. All these things.
What? Pet ownership?
All these things are being threatened by a segment of the population, and
they don't want me to have a cat or a dog?
Well, you can, but you can only have a certain type, and it must be fixed, and you can't have, puppies or kittens.
Fixed. I don't have any broken animals. What do you mean fixed?
Well, Protect the Harvest, and
I like Protect the Harvest.
I never heard about them before. They're sponsoring Brandon Bernstein, the Lucas Oil car, and I'm not here to give them an endorsement.
Well,
I'm just Because you're the radical one, okay?
I'm not radical. I just think, you know what? I eat meat. Hey, a nice, good, rare steak. I love it.
Well, protecttheharvest.com is where you can go to get
you should see my jackets. I'm going to tell you, they're not just made out of cotton.
Brandon Bernstein, an excellent example of a company that people never heard of that is now sponsoring a dragster and is getting a lot of attention due to that.
Good.
So,
You know, I hope they sponsor him next year too, because I'd like to see that dragster out there next year, and I'd like to, talk about it a little bit more.
that's right. Well, let's talk about the Speed Scene Live Nationals before I get any more angry emails.
Did you get an angry email, Lucky?
I've gotten them before, and I tried to just forward them to you, but they always address them to me.
I don't think anybody's going to be angry at me because I want a nice rare steak.
Okay. Enough about the steak, please. Give it a rest. Give it a rest. Be politically correct for just a minute or two.
I don't believe in that.
Hey, we are happy to announce that we will be having the Speed Scene Live Nationals again this June at Great Bend, Kansas. It'll be June 8th at Great Bend, Kansas.
Yay!
Now, 3 days of racing.
3?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2,
That's
3?
right. Friday is a test and tune. You can come out. You can run your car. It's only $25 to be able to run your car all day long.
Wow. Okay.
Saturday is the Speed Scene Live Nationals. You got a great chance on winning some money there. A great chance on getting your car on TV. Last year we did a bunch of interviews, and we
had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. We showed a lot of racers on the show, and then Sunday they'll be having another race, another opportunity. Go racing. You can do it all. Now, here's something new that we're adding this year, and we're still, I can't officially say
it's in the works.
It's in the works. Let me just say it's in the works. Scotty Richardson wants to come out on the Friday before the Speed Scene Live Nationals and do one of his schools.
It's a school?
Sorry.
A school?
Schooled by Scotty. My brain was moving faster than my mouth. Schooled by Scotty, one of his schools.
Say that fast
at the
3
track
times.
Friday, right before the Speed Scene Live Nationals. So check this out. You enter the school, you sit down, you get all of Scotty Richardson experience, and then next day you get to take everything that you learned.
He's so excited he's drooling.
Everything that you've learned, you take that and you apply it to the bracket race the next day or even the next 2 days.
That is very cool. It's like having your own personal sort of tutor come along.
Yeah.
Hey, Scotty, you going to show me how to race my car better?
He'll show everybody how to be a better racer.
Okay.
And meanwhile, check out his website, Schooled by Scotty. In fact, he is going to have a deal on the forum Wednesday, November 14th from 8 to 10 Eastern Time. And they're going to have a meeting and talk about race techniques on the forum. And he's going to talk about finish line techniques and things that you can do to become a better racer. So, Schooled by Scotty, check that out.
Pay attention.
Log in, become become a member, and come out and meet Scotty Richardson in person at the Speed Scene Live Nationals. Take his class and maybe take home a bunch of money.
Yeah, well,
Nice.
Sounds like a great opportunity. 1, 2, 3, 3 days of racing, 3 days of fun. Come join us.
Now, every show we talk about thefote.com, and I talk about... I'm people. I just read one right now. Threw me off track.
Are you getting hate mail for me?
Not yet. No. And anyway, thefote.com was out at the SEMA show at Las Vegas, and they did a bunch of interviews, and they talked to some racers.
We got some good video from them,
We got
don't
some
we?
great video, and they gave us the permission to use it on our show. And what we'd like to do is watch the videos, check it out. But remember, go to thefote.com, and there's a link on our site. Join, become a member, and
It's free, isn't it?
it's free.
They've got classifieds. I mean, it's all about racing. It's all about cars. It's all about all the cool stuff you love.
And then sign up and become one of our crew, and then we're going to go ahead and you can talk to us during the show while we're doing our live show. So let's talk to the people right here at Thermatech.
Hi, I'm Jen from Thermotech. This year we have a lot of new products already on the market. We have our anodized gold heat barrier, It's got a 3M adhesive back on it. When you pull back, you can see the fibers and the Kevlar. We also have our new seat tape, which is going to be 3M. Really good when you're working against gravity, when you're trying to insulate the hood and whatnot. Just get around the edges and it'll hold. It'll also deflect about 2,000 degrees. We also have a fire blanket. It's all Kevlar. You can use it as a welding blanket. Just wraps up with Velcro right here. Really good for the garage. We also have some ignition sleeving this year. Smaller. It's a lot like our heat sleeves. It's going to have the same fibers. And then coming this spring, we have our new wrap. Essentially the same as our old. It's going to be a little bit better this year. And we also improved our ThermoGuard. We added a self-adhesive back to it to make it a little easier install. That's about all we have going for this year. These are some different wraps that we have here at our kids. Been around forever.
Website.
Oh, yes, you can check us out at thermotech.com.
There you go.
Also, you can find us on the boat. We love you guys.
Nice. In fact, I met this young lady out at the Norwalk track in Ohio. They're located not too far from Norwalk, and very nice people. They got great products, and they're also members of the FOAT.com. Now, every SEMA show, what's the SEMA show the most popular, most known for?
Well,
spokesmodels. Let's meet a couple right now.
It's Vegas.
Please subscribe online at rides-mag.com.
I'm the smart one.
Hard to believe, huh?
Did I say that?
Ride Mag, right there. Company representing themselves at the SEMA show.
Right.
And, of course, the FOAT was there to catch up to them and talk to them. And I don't know, for some reason, the camera guys always go to the booths with the pretty girls in it.
Well, that's a smart thing to put pretty girls in the booths, and then it'll bring the, maybe the business owners to the booths, the camera people, whomever. They need to get visibility.
Well, how about a company called Swiss Track that makes modular flooring? I know you like this flooring.
I've been looking at that stuff, Lucky. I want some.
Well, they have it.
You know what? I want some so we can put it down by the race cars, so that when we go racing, you just put it out, and when you're done, you pick it up, take it with you.
Hi, my name is Luis Garcia from Swiss Tracks. I'm here at the 2011 SEMA show in Las Vegas, and we're a manufacturing company. We manufacture modular flooring, and what we have here at SEMA is a lot of our exhibitors, including our show car, having their displays on this flooring. For more information, it's typically used in garages and hangars, event flooring, like I just mentioned. For more information about that product, we offer multiple colors, 15-year warranty. For more information on that product, you can visit us online at swisstracks.com. At SEMA this year, we're introducing a brand new product which is made in part from recycled tires. This is a 100% post-consumer recycled material. It's a little bit more flexible product, and we have packaged this in anti-fatigue match work mats that are 3x4. You'll find them very soon in different outlets as a Snap-on product. It's exactly the same product of recycled material. You'll also be finding it in a Ford brand. We carry our own brand called Swiss Kits, and for more information on that and how you can get not only the Swiss Kits 3x4, but just your options for edging and colors, you can visit us online at swisskits.com.
Speed Scene Live, right here with this handsome gentleman that I can't help but staring at.
Thanks a lot, John.
I bail out of that?
That's okay. You did good. Thank you very much. M&H Tires, makers of racing tires that give you the best bite for the buck. You've paid a lot for that horsepower. Make sure you use it all. M&H Tires has the best compounds available for maximum traction. Go to mandhtires.com. That's mandhtires.com. Buy direct and save at the website and mention the Speed Scene for a 5% discount. That's right, mandhtires.com. Call them at 661-324-4773. M&H Tires has tech guys ready to answer your questions or to recommend the best tire for you, slicks or DOT. M&H Tires has it all. M&H were the first to create racing tires for muscle cars and also the first to create racing tires for sport compact cars. Legendary M&H Tires. Shop online, mention the Speed Scene, and save 5%. Get the best racing tires, great personal service, and save 5%. Go to mandhtires.com or call them at 661-324-4773. MNHTires.com.
Everyone in the armed forces that has served to defend our great country and our freedom, all of us here in the United States of America would like to offer our sincere appreciation for all that you do and all that you've done. To every family that has made a sacrifice for us, we thank you. Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV with your hosts, Diana Mike, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, the Off-Road Report with Bryant Layton, and the Great American Auto Scene with Bob Beck.
Welcome back to the show, Speed Scene Live. You know, had a good time watching the NHRA finals at Pomona on TV last weekend. Congratulations to all the winners. And Fast Jack right here making a pass. It got a little crazy.
Ow.
That looks like it would have hurt.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Now, the thing I like about this is he does a great job bringing the car to a stop. I mean, the body's
What's
pulverized.
left of the car, Lucky?
Yeah. Look at this. He gets out.
Yeah. Looks around.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Holy moly.
The car's on fire. Does it only have one back tire, or there's still two? I don't know at that point.
I think two. I
Really?
think the chassis is okay. It's just that the body's pulverized. The chutes don't look too good.
No, they don't.
But
No.
to me,
he still stays in his own lane, which is
Yeah.
amazing to me. This is from the inside view, you guys.
watch this.
How would you like to be driving and this happened to you?
I can't believe there's an inside camera running
Yeah.
during this. This is
Yeah. You gotta watch
outrageous.
this. Watch. Right there. Boom.
Holy cow.
There. That's it. That's all the film you get.
That's a big boom, isn't it?
Oh, man. Unbelievable.
And Jack went on to win the World Championship in Funny Car. A Fast Jack in the other lane there. I mean, Ron Capps in the other lane.
Ron Capps.
Came in second.
He did. He did a great job, Ron. Congratulations. You know, next year is your year, Ron.
He's always the bridesmaid, you know?
No. Ron's a great driver. He's a great racer. And, you know, he's a great interview. We love Ron.
He is a great interview and love to see him out at the track. When Jack is out of that car and does that, I kind of think of Bart Simpson when he goes, I didn't do it.
Yeah, I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. You can't prove anything.
It wasn't me. That's me. It wasn't me. It didn't. Not me. Look at my hands are up.
Wow, that is a bit of footage. That's
Isn't
really
that something?
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Hey, let's go back to Las Vegas. Let's go back to the SEMA show.
You just want to go back to those models, huh, Lucky?
Oh, I know. This next one's going to be purely technical. It's going to
Yeah.
be. It's going to be about Davies Craig electric water pump.
Okay.
And
You know me, I'm a fan of electric water pumps. That's the only thing that keeps my car cool.
You love a good pump, don't you?
I do.
Well, they've got a nice display.
Not too fast, though.
Whoa. Well, let's let him talk.
Welcome. This is the Davies Craig electric water pump with a digital controller. It can be used to complement your existing mechanical water pump, or it can replace your existing mechanical water pump. The digital controller will also control the speed of the coolant flow in the engine, as well as control the on and off operation of your thermatic fan. Now, as a simulated demonstration we have here today, we have the digital controller wired up to a potentiometer, and I will demonstrate to you how the pump operates, going down in temperature to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. It'll pulse width modulate. 10 seconds on, 30 seconds off. As the temperature increases to minus 20 degrees of your targeted temperature, it'll be 10 seconds on, 10 seconds off. When it hits your targeted temperature, 3 degrees over your targeted temperature, by this time the thing is running at full capacity, it will automatically turn the thermatic fans on. And the thermatic fan and the water pump work in unison within an 8-degree window of the targeted temperature. You then obviously you rely on the ram air to take the temperature down. But the other major benefit and feature that it has, it'll run on after engine shutdown for at least 2 minutes, dissipating the heat. If you want further information, go to www.daviescraig.com.au. Thank you.
Yeah, that proves it. .au, that's the Australian domain.
Yep. It always sounds more technical when he's got that Australian accent.
I thought it was interesting as the pump was running, the camera was very close to the pump and it was very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you couldn't hear the thing whining or, not that makes any difference, but it's interesting.
It is good to know. And, there's been a lot of technology involved. Remember back 10 years ago, the water pumps, we were just taking stock pumps. We were getting the Moroso aluminum pump and putting the pulley, the little motor with the pulley.
Yeah.
And now you can get, a Mazur or a CSI or this company's pump, high quality, and there's many different options that you can use.
Yeah, I've had my electric pump for, a good 10 years, knock on wood, and it's still working.
Yeah, that's how it ought to be, man.
Well, sometimes when the pump doesn't work, you need to get that car back in the trailer. And how are you going to do that?
The super winch.
That's right. I've got one in my trailer, and you don't want to use it, but when you need it, it sure is nice to have it there. So let's let Super Winch talk to us.
At Super Winch, we have winches from 1,000 pounds all the way up to 100,000 pounds. Some of our features are the Talon line that we have over here. The Talon line have stainless steel roller fair leads. Our solenoid has a Gore valve in it, which allows it to have condensation inside when you get condensation inside the solenoid, it allows vapor to escape so you don't get corrosion and have a longer life solenoid. We also have the best warranty in the industry with a limited lifetime warranty on the winch, 3 years on the electrical and 3 years on the solenoids. We also have features where our brakes are on the outside, so when you're using synthetic rope, the rope is not close to the heat. Most of the brakes are normally inside the drum of a winch, and that's another unique feature of the Super Winch. We also have clutch levers that are lockable, so if you have a tight bumper fit, you can move the clutches so that they're more accessible to be reached. And we also have a new ergonomic remote control, which has a battery light so that you can find where to plug it into the solenoid. It also it's lighted so you can see which direction you're going with the winch, in or out. You can see more information about our products on www.superwinch.com.
Well, yeah, one of those winches winches. I'm not sure if it was that brand or not, but it was towing me onto a rollback the other day, man. You know that
what
Lincoln.
happened?
Well, that Lincoln we always talk about. It did its little movie shoot. You know, I had it all
Yeah.
purdied up and everything for the movie shoot. And within a day, it had the water pump had drilled a hole. Its bearings failed, its bushings failed, and drilled a hole in the radiator, which was brand new. And the water pump was brand new. So just got another one FedExed out. It arrived yesterday.
Was it under warranty?
Yeah, I believe it was, but the new pump is bad. So now a third one is coming out, which is actually the fourth pump on this car in like a year. And
Well, don't be putting a new radiator on there until you find a decent water pump.
But you have to because the radiator's ruined, right?
the radiator's ruined, and I don't know.
A little stop leak.
Yeah, just pour a bunch
Remember
of
that?
Oh, I know. I don't know what's happening, man. What's going on? It's cursed.
Hey,
back to SEMA.
Hey, before we move on, I got a hot update right here from Tom on the crew updates, and he says that due to the Sandy storm, back east, that Super Winch has a big promotion with discounts going on right now because of people that need winches to get their cars out of the so
to get anything out.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
you could use a winch on just about anything.
Well, yeah, and they're using winches to pull huge trash piles and stuff. They're using them for everything because you just got to get this junk out of here.
Sometimes you got to pull your house back onto the foundation.
Oh gosh,
now what if you're like Fast Jack and you catch on fire? What kind of a product do you think you could find at SEMA that it would help you with that? Well, let's find out right here.
Hi, we're the Fire Gone Girls from Max Professional. It's a manufacturing company, and we're the licensee of Winchester. We have over 60 different products, and one of our products is this Fire Gone. This is it's a fire suppressant, and it takes care of A, B, and C fires. It's made with AFFF foam. It's biodegradable, so it does not leave any residue and very easy to clean.
Very good. And if people want to look more at your products, what's your website name?
Our website is max-professionals.com.
Well, that's it. I'm buying 9 jugs. I mean,
wait.
Jugs? Yeah, you know what? The blondes are getting smarter these days, aren't they? They're doing all the talking, and they know all the information. Touche, blondes.
maybe they're not real blondes. Maybe they're bottle blondes.
They're bottle blondes. Yeah.
Well, there's an old Thomas Dolby song. You guys remember the song "She Blinded Me with Science"?
Yeah.
Well, he had another minor hit a few years later called "Airhead," and one of the lines is, "Her friends say she's a dumb blonde, but they don't know she dyes her hair." I don't know where that really fits in this conversation, but I'm done.
I thought you were going to do "Cause I'm a Blonde, BLOND." What was it? I can't spell VW, but I drive a Porsche.
There you go.
Yeah, well, you know what? What time is it? It's almost top of the hour, so I think it's just about time for What's Going On. And I hear that music. Well, What's Going On is brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends. Curry's got your rear end ready and waiting for you. You just give them a call, whether you have a 4-wheel drive, you've got a car like this,
yeah,
or you've got a slower one like mine, or how about a show car, street car, whatever you've got, Curry's got the right rear end, right application for your car. You tell them Diana Mite sent you.
We'd also like to thank DragRaceResults.com. Go to DragRaceResults.com. You can get all the info on all the big buck bracket races, all the big events that are happening. In fact, events like the Speed Scene Live Nationals, oh yeah, you can find out about them. They will be at Great Bend, Kansas, June 7th, 8th, and 9th. Now, the Speed Scene Live Nationals will only be the 8th. It's a one-day race, but you can go on the 7th and hopefully get schooled by Scotty. You can stay for the 9th, and you can even do more bracket racing right then.
Well, here in Southern California, we want everybody to know about Barona. Barona's a great little drag strip down towards San Diego. November 17th, King of the Track is going to be happening there. So head on down. Don't think that you can't race here in Southern California, because you can. Also at Barona Raceway, December 1st, the Renegade Race. There's going to be a Toys for Tots charity drive. So I'm sure they want you to bring a gift and you know what? Bring as much as you can. The kids are so important, especially around the holidays when they don't have much.
Go to their website and get more information. Now, Hub City Raceway will have their Winterfest Grudge Wars November 17th and 18th, and they are located in Hattiesburg, Missouri. November 13th through the 17th, the 5-day bracket championship at Palm Beach International Raceway. Man, all those days of racing. Won't that be great?
Mm-hmm. And did we get to the 17th and 18th, Lucky, the big bucks bracket race at Carolina Dragway?
We did not. And what's happening after right there? On the next line there.
How about Scotty Richardson's Drag Racing School? They're going to be having a class there on November 16th, right before the big race. So go to Scotty Richardson's class, find out all those secrets, and go win a race on the 17th or 18th.
Hey, Thursday through Sunday of next week, Las Vegas bracket Thanksgiving race, bracket nationals. That'll be Thursday through Sunday. So go on out, cook your turkey, enjoy Thanksgiving, and do some drag racing at the Strip.
And November 22nd through 24th, that's the 19th annual all-new Farmingham Dragway Money Fest race. That's going to be a 5K, a 10K, and then another 10K.
That's right. Hey, the March meet's coming up next year, March 7th through the 10th at Famoso, and you can buy your spectator tickets online right now at thefote.com. You don't have to wait in line. You can just go ahead and buy the tickets and walk right in. Dynamite, what do you got right there?
Well, there's one more I don't want to forget because Las Vegas is our neighbor, the Streetcar Super Nationals. That's going to be November 15th through the 18th at Las Vegas, Lucky.
The Streetcar Super Nationals.
Yeah,
There you go.
I don't do that. I just say it like I see it, baby.
Oh, man, we are so running out of time here. What's a little old 1-hour TV show to do when the hour is up?
Say bye-bye.
It's sad but true. Hey, Lucky, good to see you again tonight.
Hey, next week's Thanksgiving week, so we're going to do the show, and then we're going to go spend some time with the family, eat some turkey, and I hope everyone out here will do the same.
Indeed. Diana, Mike, good to see you back in the studio
Good
tonight.
to be seen, Bruce.
All right. Hey, let's do this. What say we do this next? The encore presentation of the show is coming up. Be sure to check out our archives page for recent shows. If you want to go back a lot of months, check out the YouTube channel. And you just type in YouTube, Speed Scene Live. You do the search. It's there. All right. You ready for it? Speed Scene Live TV, I should say.
You know what, Bruce? A lot of people have told me, they said, hey, we didn't realize you had so many shows on your YouTube page. And Bruce has put a lot of the older shows there, and we're going to just start loading them up. So visit our channel on YouTube, Speed Scene Live TV, and do us a favor. Why don't you become a subscriber, and let's pump up that subscriber number. And we'd really love to have you guys subscribe to the channel, and there's some great footage on there.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Hey, for now, we gots to jump. But yeah, the encore show comes up next, and we'll be back live 1 week from right now, right here at Speed Scene Live.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and thefote.com.